Z Business Plus makes managing fuel easy. It's fee-free with choice benefits like 8 cents off every litre, every day, everywhere you need us. Sign up today for the 2022 CanStar Blue Best Small Business Fuel Card. Z is for New Zealand. T's and C's apply.
News Talk ZB and Weekend Sport. The Men's Softball World Cup is underway at Rosedale Park in North Harbour. 12 teams looking to lift the silverware, including our very own New Zealand Black Sox. Earlier on today, I spoke with New Zealand catcher Cam Watts and asked him how much anticipation and excitement there was in the playing group ahead of the tournament starting.
Oh mate, yeah, we're pumped. We're ready to go. It's been a busy couple of weeks, and the boys are ready.
First world champs for you, and in fact your first call-up to the Black Sox. So is there some extra anticipation and excitement for you personally?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a World Cup at home in New Zealand. You're going to have family there, which is awesome, supporting. But yeah, there's pressure with that as well. But we're all ready, and we've had some good people in to talk to us with how to deal with that. And we're good to go.
I'm always interested about how you find these things out. Did Mark Sorensen give you a call to tell you that you'd made the squad? Yeah,
he did. So it was straight after our national championships, and I was actually I was in the back seat of the car in Palmerston, which is just out of Dunedin, so on the way home, and got a call there and pulled over, and it was just pumped. It was a good rest of the drive home, that's for sure.
I bet. Has this been something that you've been targeting for a little while?
Yeah, it has. So I live in Dunedin, but playing Christchurch, so I've been travelling up just to get that extra competition and that. So. And then start of this year, I think it was March, we got called into the first squad, which was real exciting. And then, just sort of ticked away at the training sessions and the fitness and that. And then, was lucky enough to be selected. Did
you feel as though you were in the frame?
I felt like I was sort of there or thereabouts, like maybe just a little bit off, making a squad for maybe a year or so. And had other people saying, you might be close and that. And then, made the team. I was like, oh, wow, I'm actually pretty close to it. Let's give it a good crack.
And here we are. You mentioned there about playing for Canterbury, but you are Dunedin-based. So how does that work, Cam? During, in season, are you travelling there, every week? What about for trainings and stuff?
So it's not every weekend. It's a 4.5 hour drive one way, but, you sort of pick your weekends to go. So it might be a double header or, a competitive game on. And then there's always tournaments happening. So, you pick your weekends to go. And then, it's just been on myself to do some trainings. And I've been lucky enough to have a couple of other blokes in Dunedin help me out. So, over winter and heading to the season, we've got some trainings in and with them, and that helped me out heaps to get ready for the season.
So the decision to travel and play in Canterbury, that was, as you mentioned before, but maybe you could expand on it, just for a greater standard of competition?
Yeah, pretty much. I guess it started, it was a few years ago now. I think it was 2014, 2015. I got a call from assistant coach Paul Gelator for the PCU Devils, and he said, we're keen to get you involved in our setup. I was like, yes, sweet, I'd be keen as. And then, so there was a couple of years while I was studying at uni that I was travelling up, and then I actually lived in Christchurch for 3 years before moving back home to Dunedin.
I hope they paid your petrol money, or continue to, do they?
They help out.
Good to hear. And because, as I understand it, you're Dunedin-based, you're a school teacher there, is that right?
Yes, I am. So at Kaikorai Valley College down there, I'm teaching some year 8s. Primary trained teacher.
They'll be pretty excited about Mr. Watts being in the Black Sox, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. They were pretty pumped for me, but haven't actually had much time to I guess spend time with the kids in class, because it's been, since the team's been named, it's been all go.
Tell us about the influence and the help that Mark Sorensen has been to your game, particularly given the fact that he was a former top-class catcher himself.
Yeah, I mean, he was someone you looked up to. I sort of caught the back end of his career when I started following softball, so I think it was the World Cup in Christchurch, watching him on TV, and then he was just the gold standard there. And then after that was there's Paddy Fannin, who's in the coaching setup as well. We just followed on watching those guys, and just aspired to be a catcher out there like them.
And as part of your build-up to this tournament, which starts, of course, today, you played in the Invitational Club Challenge at North Harbour earlier in the month with a bunch of teams who were also involved in the World Cup playing in that one. How valuable was it to get that top-quality competition and so soon before the actual World Cup starts?
Oh, yeah, it was great to get that in, especially there's a whole lot of newbies into the team this year, so to get a couple of international caps under your belt before a World Cup is crucial. And the results didn't go away, but we think we've got good foundations to build on, and we know where we need to maybe step it up come the tournament. So I think we're in a good spot.
As far as the step up is concerned for you in terms of standard, I mean, as I say, your first introduction into the international game of softball, did you feel at home? Did you notice a step up?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a step up. There's a whole lot more going on, a whole lot more to think about, and then obviously all the pitches are a little bit harder and a bit more movement in that. So it's definitely a step up, but you just make it work.
And as far as catching to the Black Sox pitches is concerned, because I get the feeling anyway, you wouldn't have had the chance to catch to them very often. Is that something that you've done a lot of work on them in the lead up to the World Cup?
Yeah, we've had heaps of sessions pitching and catching together, just so we can get used to working with each other. And then obviously in games, it's about figuring out what pitches work in certain situations and what pitches like to throw. So that was why that tournament in Piney was really important as well. And again, just drilling down into the intricacies of softball, you're calling the pitch that you want thrown. Is that how it works? Yep, that's correct. So we'll have our pitches are either drop ball, rise ball, or a change up and off speed pitch, and then you want the right location as well. So it's the inside part of the plate or the outside part of the plate, high or low.
Any I don't know, hesitation in doing that as a relatively new player, calling pitches for experienced pitchers? Is there ever any sort of trepidation about that?
No, not really. We have a game plan that we that's set out from the coaches, and we sort of stick to that. But then it's sort of it's on us to sort of figure out what's working for the pitcher on the day, and there's other factors as well, like umpire zones tend to be slightly different in what they call, so it's just trying to work with all those factors and to get the best outcome. So let's get a few strikes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's look at this tournament. You're in Group A with Argentina, the Czech Republic, United States, Cuba, and the Philippines. Group B's Japan, Canada, Australia, Venezuela, Denmark, and South Africa. So when you run your eyes down all of those teams, who shapes as your biggest competition?
Oh, mate, there's heaps of competition there. At the tournament in Piney, that was the top 6 teams in the world, and everyone was beating everyone. So it's going to be a tight World Cup and going to be very competitive. And there's lots of teams out there that are capable of winning.
Well, it's something I know that the Black Sox have waited a long time for. I spoke to Mark Sorensen a month or so ago. I think he said the last time the Black Sox played was 2019. I mean, I know we've had a challenging couple of years, but that's a long time between games, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, 3.5 years. I think you said it the other day, Cole Evans, he's been captain of the team for 3 years, and he's only just had his first game as captain.
Incredible.
In Piney. So,
yeah.
Pretty crazy, eh?
It is crazy, but we're out the other side and really looking forward to what happens over the next 8 days or so as the World Cup plays out at Rosedale Park. Hey, Cam, great to get the chance to chat to you. All the best for what lies ahead, and we'll be watching with interest to see if you can bring that silverware home.
Awesome. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
That's Black Sox catcher Cam Watts. So the format for this World Cup, 2 pools of 6, full round robin. The top 3 from each pool carry their points into the Super Round, where they'll play the top 3 sides from the other pool. The top 2 play in the final next Sunday. So in pool play, the Black Sox play the Czech Republic today, the USA tomorrow, Argentina on Monday night, the Philippines on Tuesday night, and Cuba on Wednesday night. The crossover games come on Thursday, Friday and Saturday, and the finals are next Sunday. We'll keep you right up to date here on News Talk ZB. The Football World Cup's the biggest sporting event in the world, and you can keep up with the play with me, Jason Pine, and my good mate and former All White David Choate on Football Fever. Listen daily throughout the World Cup as we bring you all the action from Qatar. Choate and I love football. We can't wait for the World Cup to get underway. So join us as we live through all the goals, all the drama, all the glory. Download Football Fever from iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.